Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon OmegaRuby. I'm your host, ThePikaWu. In the last episode, we managed to make our way to Rustboro City, and we even fought, I think, the first gym, or the first, gym's underling. So we're going to be taking on the rest of the Rustboro City gym today and earning our first badge. And then we're going to be helping out someone from the Devon Corporation and kind of getting ready to make our way to the next city with the next gym, which happens to be Dewford Town. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Lots of fun, I suppose. And honestly, like, I really kind of wish that the event Beldum would actually have your trainer name. I mean, I understand it's an event and all, but I kind of wish it'd be your own trainer name. I mean, you're expected to start a new game, and then you're expected to just get it. And then a lot of people usually want to use it. I mean, it's a free shiny that people get. So, I don't know. It's just, I feel like they should have given it as your own official trainer name, but I guess you can't, be a beggar and a chooser, so, oh well, I suppose. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I think I didn't mention this yet. I could be wrong. Apparently there's going to be yet another update for OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire come next month. I believe it's like due like sometime by, I think, December 12th, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Right now, I think we're on version like 1.01 or something for OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire. If I haven't already said this, I'm going to kind of say it now. Nintendo has announced details of the next patch for Pokemon OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire. This patch, version 1.2, is due for release early next month and will fix a glitch where the game may freeze when the game shifts to the ending movie from the Hall of Fame. And then, of course, we have to wait for further details. So, something to kind of keep in mind. There's also a thing here that for Europe. For those of you in Europe, the classic Game Boy Color title Pokemon Puzzle Challenge is now available for purchase on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. And this classic game is a play on the panel de pawn style. I don't know, whatever. Puzzles and features a narrative focusing on gold and silver. It costs, I'm assuming, €4.99 or 4.49 quid. I think that's the other thing over there. But yeah. So yeah, gym leader Roxanne. I'm sure that we're all well aware that we're taking on the gym now. Fortunately, she doesn't carry super potions. I'm honestly surprised she doesn't. Regular potion doesn't do enough to make Geodude sturdy live again. So a second water gun. Yeah. This gym's pretty easy if you happen to choose basically any of the starters. Of course, if you choose Torchic, you're going to probably want to evolve it, so that way at level 16 it gets the move Double Kick, which is obviously a fighting move that's good against, rock types. So, something to kind of keep in mind if you decided to go with Torchic. If you decided to go with Mudkip, well, I mean, water versus rock, it's pretty much a given, and same kind of applies to grass types, which, Treecko is a grass type. So, going for the Mud Slap here because it's actually pretty bulky. It's capable of withstanding special attacks because, again, I have a special attack hindering nature. And obviously Tackle's not going to really do much to a Nose Pass, so obviously we have to rely on the special attacks. So using Mud Slap is a good way to reduce its accuracy and allow us to get in a few hits like that, where we got a free heal off basically. And sure, we'll take a little bit of damage here, but Mud Slap will reduce its accuracy yet again and get it into range to be killed by a single water gun. Fairly easy gym. I mean, a Geodude and a Nose Pass. The team's not, I don't think it's any different from her original team in the original games, except for maybe a little bit of like difference in moves, because I know that OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire introduced some new level up moves for a lot of Pokemon, and that even applies to early game. I mean, hell, Mudkip starts off with Water Gun, which you're used to get, I believe, at level 10, stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. That could be a huge changer whenever it comes to this fight, assuming that any of her Pokemon have any ridiculous like early level moves, but it doesn't seem like we got to really even see that. Anyways, by beating her, we not only get the TM39 Rock Tomb, but we also have the ability to use Pokemon that are now level 20 and lower without having to worry about them disobey us. So in other words, Beldum is now recognizing us as a capable trainer again. And I kind of made a boo-boo here. I should have taken the time to also teach Cut here, but we'll be doing it a little bit later in the episode. Because obviously Zigzagoon can actually learn Cut, and we're going to kind of need it here and there. And, I mean, why the hell not? I don't know why I didn't think of doing it now, but whatever. Anyways, now that we're done with the gym, we can head outside and we can make our way back to the Pokemon Center and heal. But of course, yeah, Team Magma's here up to no good again, running really awkwardly, might I add. But apparently he stole the Devon goods, or Devon parts. I don't know what they called it exactly in this game. I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll be finding out momentarily. But despite the fact that he got robbed, we're going to go and heal our Pokemon first, because, you know, health for our own Pokemon should before pretty much anything else. But besides, Team Magma's not really going anywhere with it. Obviously, we could sit here and just never play the game again, and he'll still be sitting there in the cave waiting for everyone to, you know, come and kick his ass. You know, language, but I don't really care anymore. If you don't really like language like that, then I don't know what to really say. But that's just kind of a habit that I have that I've tried to get over multiple times, and I just don't seem to get over it, so whatever. Anyways, as you can see, we're teaching it Cut, because now that we've beaten the first gym, we are now capable of using Cut outside of battle. And I mean, obviously we needed to get some items here and there. We need to use it to get to certain areas, which you're going to be seeing momentarily, of course. But I guess, you know, we have to go and help this guy, so we have to head up towards, I think it's Route 120 or 116. I thought it was like 120 something for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. But anyways, there's a potion up here. I don't know why it's just like awkwardly placed there. It's just right here on what? It's kind of like putting an actual Pokemon in the middle of the grass. I understood that whenever it came to Black and White and Black and White 2, because they actually had Fungus and Amoonguss who were like the top of their head looks like a Pokeball, so obviously it's there to deceive. But I mean, like, just having it out, I don't know. It's not that I care really all that much. It's just, it seems weird that it's placed like that. And as we can see, the adamant nature does help very, very nicely with, you know, doing enough damage. I mean, part of the reason why it's good to have Rock Tomb on Mudkip is because bug types and, of course, flying types. Flying types, obviously, you can't hit with things like Earthquake, which we can obviously get later down the line. And things like that. It's just a nice move to have. We'll also be replacing it once we get to, I think, around level 28. I think it's 28 or 29. But yeah, I mean, we'll be replacing it at some point. Something else that I kind of spaced on that I should have probably covered way earlier in the episode, so I'm sorry to everyone that probably thought I was going to say it at the very beginning. Kind of felt like, you know, the gym was a little bit more important, as well as some of the news. At least, you know, when it comes to being professional about bringing information to people. I do want to express my gratitude to everyone who does watch my channel and watches my videos. I'm sure there's some people who are only here because of contest stuff from NLG or No Limit Gaming, if you don't know what NLG is, stuff like that. But the people that do actually enjoy watching my content and the people that watch it day in and day out, I'm very grateful to the people that do this. And I'm kind of, you know, saying this mushy kind of stuff because, of course, you know, Thanksgiving, the whole Thanksgiving thing. I'm grateful for the people that actually follow and support me on here. Even if they came over from my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, Team Deception 09, I may not upload on there very much, like at all. I mean, it's probably been a couple months now, but I mean, I'm still grateful to those subscribers as well as the ones over on here. I am very appreciative that people watch my content, even if it's only like a person. I'm still grateful to anyone that watches. And I hope that everyone that does watch and the people that watch, you know, way later down the line, you know, continue to do so and continue to support me. And either way, I'm appreciative that anyone, you know, decides to watch my stuff. And I guess Mudkip's kind of grateful too, so grateful that it's going to start evolving now. So obviously, Mudkip is going to be evolving into Marsh Stomp. Hooray, Marsh Stomp. And the second that it evolves, it gets a pretty good move. It's not the thing that I actually contemplated this a lot. I actually had considered using a special Swampert because, again, you start off with Water Gun, you get access to Mud Shot, which is also a special attacking move. There's also Mud Slap that you get at an early level just by level up, which is always kind of nice. and I kind of wanted to level up build him, but Rolls is a little bit more important because I'd like to rather get Curlia faster, and not to mention it'll actually listen to me. There's also another move that it gets whenever it levels up in this game. I don't know if it was a new addition to it or not, but it gets Draining Kiss, I think, sometime before it even becomes a Curlia. So, I mean, it's kind of a very useful move. But yeah, I mean, I contemplated using a special Swampert, but it's better off physical, and there's a lot of moves that it can get that are more beneficial to it, really. I mean, when you think about it, it gets Waterfall. The move that it gets around like 28 or 29 is Rock Slide, which is a obviously really good move until you can manage to get Stone Edge if you feel like actually using Stone Edge. It gets things like Avalanche if you breed it. It gets Curse, which I think is also another breed move that it has. It just gets a lot of very interesting things that you can use. Waterfall, like lots of just really good moves. So I mean, it's better off on the physical side, but it's capable on the special side as well. Physically, you can also, if you are just going for an in-game one, you can give it Dive as well, which is a physical move. Despite the fact that it's a 2-turn move, it's basically no different than Fly. So I mean, it's something you're going to need later down the line anyways. Not to mention, like, especially it gets, again, things like Water Gun early. It gets, what's it called? Mud Shot. It gets, I think it gets Earth Power either by Tutor or by Egg Move. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong on that. But, I mean, it gets Muddy Water, which is a decent enough water move to replace Water Gun with, which we'll probably be doing ourselves later down the line. There's just a lot of good moves that get specially too, so it's kind of hard to really decide on which one you really want to go with, but I decided the physical one's a little bit better. Earthquake's a very powerful 100 base power, 100 accuracy stab move that Swampert has, as well as, of course, Marshtomp. I mean, like, I think every one of its evolutionary lines actually gets Earthquake, except for maybe Mudkip. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's touchy. I kind of wanted to go with a special one, but like, the only added benefit to having it as a special would be having Surf. I mean, you can give it Surf and just all day. I mean, there's also Scald and stuff like that. Like, there's just a lot that it can learn. So, I don't know. But physical seems like it'd be a lot more fun to play with, a lot more powerful. I believe its physical attack's 10 base power higher than its special. I don't remember off the top of my head. But, yeah. So, also, I'm sure everyone already knows this is going to be a little bit longer than normal. I'm planning on taking on the Magma Grunt in this episode rather than kind of just, you know, dragging it out. I don't want to do that with this. I kind of want to get started on going towards Dewford as fast as possible, because, I mean, this is kind of like one of those side quest things, and not many people really like those, particularly anyways. But, I mean, it's kind of a thing. I'm going to kind of mention this now. I probably should have done this earlier as well. There may or may not be an episode tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll have to, like, triple check it, of course. But, I mean, it's probably going to be, there probably will be an episode. It's just there's a very, very, very unlikely chance that I might not, you know, actually record. So, just throwing that out there. I don't really like the idea of doing that, so obviously it's something that I personally need to do, but at the same time, you know, like, I mean, Black Friday's a thing. Everyone kind of runs and does their shit, so I might be just busy, and, you know, but outside of that, I don't know. We'll have to, again, see, and, yeah. But either way, I mean, I'm trying not to put off any episodes. I really don't want to do that, and, you know, be behind like I was with Black and White 2, but I mean, also, fuck that Shroomish. I know my language again, I don't really care. Shroomish had to go and fucking use, you know, Stun Spore. I really hate whenever NPCs do that kind of crap, but I guess there's not much you can really do about it. Also, the thing about Whismur is if you happen to use Disarming Voice, and you can't already tell, like, pretty much every Whismur has soundproof, so if you try to use any sound-based attack, it's not going to work. So you can't really use Disarming Voice on it, but, I mean, I don't really know why you would use that anyways. It's kind of a lower base power than Confusion. I believe it's 60 to 50. like Confusion 60 to Disarming Voices 50. I think that's the base power for both. I could be wrong, of course, but either way, like Disarming Voices is a fairy move, so obviously you can use it against fighting types, you can use it against dark types, which all of basically Team Magma has, as well as Team Aqua, of course. And it's obviously useful for the next gym because the next gym is fighting types. And I mean, of course, you can still use, you know, Confusion, but if you happen to run into like a fighting dark type or something, then oh boy, you know, of course that would be just overkill at that point. A fairy type move against a fighting dark type kind of makes you feel a little bit bad for Pangoro or Pongoro or however it's pronounced, because if I remember correctly, that is a fighting dark type, and obviously that is no bueno. And of course, because we have to talk to all the NPCs, gotta talk to him. He doesn't really battle us or anything. And then we have Mr. Briny over here. Obviously a very important character to the story because, well, you'll see him when we get around to it. And of course, he's kind of backed into a corner scared. I don't even understand why he decided to take the Wingull, of all things, thinking that it would, like, obey him and deliver a package for him or something. Like, really? You're gonna just take someone else's Pokemon and then just instantly expect it to listen to you? I don't really think so. You're probably better off sending off your fucking Poochyena to do it instead. And even then, I probably wouldn't trust it with it just because, you know, Poochyena's not exactly a Mightyena. It's not exactly experienced. So, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like the logic behind taking someone else's Pokemon and not using one of your own that has experience or something, you know. I seem to remember it being called the Devon Goods in the originals. I'm surprised they called it parts in this game, but I'm not really complaining about that either. So, I mean, it's not like it really matters. So obviously he's the guy that was outside, you know, Petalburg Woods, and we'll be having to make our way back there once we're done doing all this. If you go up here, there's a free Pokeball to get, and then of course we're going to get interrupted on our way out, because why the hell not? I wanted to kind of end it right as we got outside, but of course Wizmar had to go be an asshole about this, and you run into us, because why not? But again, no big deal. It's called the run button for a reason. Guess we can cover this now. In the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading back through Petalburg Woods and back to Mr. Briny, so we can get our way down to Dewford and hopefully get started on the gym there, and, you know, potentially doing other things as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out.